Hello guys, and welcome to the Enjoy Life Foods Periscope show.
Yes.
I mean, this is really an ordeal. I don't know if you know Chef Kendra.
Hello.
She's pretty amazing. She's like my chef hero. It's only because she feeds me at these kind of shows. So I've been walking around on the show floor here at Expo West, and it has just been tiring. So I'm going to need some food that's going to keep me full, but also is healthy. So, gee, yes. I was wondering if Chef Kendra could hook me up with something like that.
I can help you out.
And what are you doing over here, Chef?
So I'm chopping up some little sweet potatoes. We're gonna do sweet potato fries that are crusted in our delicious Plentils garlic parmesan.
Ooh, let me take a look at this. So,
pretty new packaging.
It looks new, and that's because it is. Look at this gorgeous packaging, new for every Plentils flavor. Garlic parmesan happens to be my favorite, so I'm very glad that we're using that as the breadcrumbs, so to say, in this recipe. So that's pretty cool. I actually saw this earlier. She took these and just threw them into that, what was that, a food processor?
Food processor.
That's why she's a chef and I'm not. Threw it into the food processor, just pulsed it for a little bit, turned it into kind of faux breadcrumbs, which is awesome. And then as you can see, she's dipping it into this white liquid that I saw her make. It's actually made with a vegan mayonnaise, as well as...
It's thinned out with a little bit of rice milk.
Rice milk,
but any of your favorite dairy-free milks would totally work. You just want it to, you don't want it to be as thick as the regular vegan mayo would be. It's too hard, too hardy.
So she is taking one of these little fries, dipping it in, and then coating, and then we're actually going to stick it into the oven. This is a little bit different than your typical oven. So Chef Kendra, if you're making this at home, what's the typical, like what, 325, 350?
If you're not using an easy bake oven, then you're going to preheat your oven to 375, 400, and it'll take about, if they're this thin, which is a pretty thin matchstick, that's going to be maybe 10 to 14 minutes on convection. If you have convection, that's super important. And make sure that you line your baking sheet with parchment paper. It will just make your life so much easier to get those fries off. If they're thicker, if you want, a little bit of a thicker fry, like maybe half that size, cook it for maybe 18 to 20 minutes.
Awesome, and they're gonna come out tasting like a breaded.
Yeah, it's gonna, like, when if you get a sweet potato fry at a restaurant and it has that kind of coating on it, it's not just a regular fry. This will give it that essence, but you have a little bit of the lentil chip on the outside, which is tasty. So it adds that flavoring, that seasoning, and a little bit of protein from that lentil in the chip.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, take note, if you get sweet potato fries at a restaurant, be very careful. My first year, I had to be very careful because I kept going to a restaurant that had sweet potato fries, and I was eating it because I'm like, these are just fries, obviously. And then I'm like, hey, just make sure that this order is gluten-free. She's like, well, then you can't have the sweet potato fries because obviously they're coated in flour. And I'm like, obviously not, because for a year now I've been eating it, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting better on a gluten-free diet. So this is a perfect version of you to make sweet potato fries in your own home using Enjoy Life Foods, Plentils, and again, look for the new packaging. When do you think this will come into stores?
Oh, very soon.
Next couple weeks.
Oh,
in
good.
the next couple weeks. Look, we had help from someone on the outside because I don't know. But look for these, and yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna bread some and then stick them back into the oven and then wait for a little bit, and then this will be my lunch on the show floor here at Expo West.
And we'll throw a picture of the fries done up on Snap, so make sure you look for the deliciousness that will be available.
Yeah.
I also wanted to touch on, if you guys don't use these as your breadcrumbs, that's a really good kitchen hack that I like to use. Any of the flavors that we have, if I'll do like a Greek style meatball, I'll do our dill and sour cream lentils, grind those up and use that as your breadcrumb to help kind of bind it. Just adds, again, it's extra flavor already from the breadcrumb, so you don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't have to guess about seasoning. There are different choices, obviously, for you to season your own. There's lentils.
Super good. Yes.
I'm gonna steal some of these for later. Are we done? Yeah.